Hey there, YouTube. Renell 1975. Back here again and getting ready to do my next model for the model kit series. You see, I got 3 to choose from here. And I'm actually putting them in order the way I'm going to do them. Originally, the next one was going to be the U-Wing from Rogue One. And then it would be the Cardassian Galor class. But I was at Michael's recently, and they had some Star Trek models for like the first time ever at this particular Michael's that's somewhat near where I live, and they were actually a little bit cheaper than they are on Amazon. So I picked up the NX-01 Enterprise, and it is the 1000 scale kit. There's a better kit out there, which is more money. However, you do get some options with this. It does come with the gear to do the NX refit, which was rumored to make an appearance in the show Star Trek Enterprise if the show had continued past season 4. I don't remember if it was going to come out in season 5 or it was just going to be something they did whatever the last season was going to end up being, but and it also comes with the decals to do the Mirror Universe version. So that is really cool. Yeah, and I believe the ISS means Imperial Starship instead of United Starship, so, or Spaceship or whatever. And so that is an option too. So if you were to really think about it, there's more than one model in here or option to do. So you can do the standard one from the show. You can do the refit version. You could do the Mirror Universe version. And if I remember in that Mirror Universe episode, that Enterprise got destroyed. But if it hadn't, you could essentially do a refit Mirror Universe version too. So there's almost 4 different versions that you could do in this kit. And if you had other you can do the Columbia. So there's 5. And potentially even more. This is the ISS Avenger. So you could go to town doing different versions of this ship. You literally could buy this model like 5 or 6 times and probably still get joy out of building different versions of it. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I'm kind of debating between the 3 main versions that they give. It'd be classic to just go ahead and do the standard one you see in the show, which is, I actually really liked that ship a lot. But the refit version, to me, looks even better than what you normally saw on the show. So I've been really, really dying to possibly do that. So I think it's going to be one of those 2. I might get the kit again and do some of the, 1 or 2 more times and do some of the other versions because it's kind of cool. But anyway, that's what I'm going to do. I know I'm rambling here. The Rogue One ship, when I get to this, the U-Wing, it comes with lights and sound. So that'll be my first kit that I do that has lights and sound. And then this one, I bought a lighting kit to do it. I've got the filaments to run the lights around through the ship. Got black spray paint to spray paint the inside of the ship so the light doesn't bleed through. Got some more batteries for the lighting kit. And so I'm also looking forward to doing that. But this is sort of like my granddaddy ship that I'll be doing when I light it. It's the biggest model, one of the biggest models I'll have. And the way the model is made, there's a lot of room on the inside to work with. So I'm going to light. That's why I want to light that one versus this one. So, all right. When I come back, I'll start working on the Enterprise. All right, so here I am. I got the box opened up, and I've got the bags of the pieces and things out. So it comes with the main saucer and body here. Okay, and that's all. That's all one piece, and all you would basically need to do is glue this together, add the nacelles. There's an engineering part that goes between those, and then the bridge capsule goes on there, and then the part on the belly goes under there, and then of course that's the part for your stand. So when I look at this, I'm thinking that it's so simple, and I want to do more. So I think I'm going to do the refit version. It'll be kind of neat. If I ever, like I said, maybe I'll get the kit again and I'll do some of the other versions. Either way, it's a ship I've always liked. Some people didn't like the ship as much as others, but I actually really liked this ship a lot. So anyway, I'm going to get going. Alright, in looking at the parts, and I haven't really removed anything, when I opened up the bags, the nacelle pieces were already loose. And that part that goes with the saucer was loose, which comes from here. And let's see. Anyway, I'm not sure. Let me bring this closer. I was wrong. There's a lot more to this model than previously thought, or than I previously thought. The directions number 1 have an exuberant amount of parts in it, which is really funny. So when you got a lot of little parts you got to sit through, you got to really concentrate and make sure you don't do something silly. So both saucer sections are in part 1. So what you have to do to make it simple is you have to put one of the saucer sections aside and work on the other one. And there was already, I noticed, a mistake in the directions where the line is drawn on piece number 101. So that piece is drawn right on that saucer part, this saucer part, but here it's supposed to be like right there, but the line is going down here, indicating that they want you to stick it right in here, which is wrong. It goes right there. So that's just a minor little thing, and that is, let's see if they come up on this, but these little parts right here. So one of the things I like to do is when you come up with a hard part, do the hard part first. Get it out of the way. So, and it is a snap kit. You can use glue, and I'm going to use glue on certain things. Well, on these parts, I'm just going to push them through. So this is going to be tricky because I don't want to trim out too much, so I don't want to damage it. And it flew clear across the room. So I have to go find that piece, and I shall be back. Alright, I have recovered the piece, and it is, well, let me get it with the forceps here. It's a tiny one, so this is a challenge piece for me because I have stubby fingers, and so I have to be very careful. So basically you just put it through these designated holes, and actually the bottle is marked that it goes there. It says 101, which is the number of piece, and I just dropped it again. And it's a tiny one and it's clear, so I've lost it again. I've got to find it. Bear with me, folks. I have to turn the video off, find it, and try and get this installed. Oh, I found it. Whew. That is a small piece. Some people say use the forceps to put it in, but I don't even know if I can do that. I'm going to try. Yeah, that's going to work. And they want the large piece in the front. Okay, so yes. Here we go. Okay, forceps were the key to that. So, I don't know if it's showing up, but it goes in right there. Right, I guess if you were to run lights through this, you could do it. That would be your point to run a filament to. And to make this close good, I am definitely going to have to trim some of this. And maybe even just sand it a little bit too with the so now that it's relatively flattening in there. Okay, so there you go. I will be repeating that, and I'm going to put those in and then come back and do the next bits. Alright, so I got those pieces in, the 101s, did it on the other saucer too to get it out of the way. And then the harder piece was the 103 piece, okay, which goes here and here. They gave you 3 in case you lost 1, but I lost 2. So 1 made it in there, and so then I had the fabricated piece, and I did it with some of this filament. And that was a chore, because I had to double it over, so I had to drill the hole out a little bit by hand using some of these Dremel bits and using a little bit of the X-Acto tool. But I got it in there folded over, and that's going to be a piece because that one doesn't snap in well like this one, and I'm probably going to go back here and throw in some of this liquid cement so that both of the filament and the plastic bond to each other. Right? So, I got to. So I'm going to let that sit and come back to that. And then move on. Alright there. So, I got all the little things on. There was a lot of steps. I did it off camera so that I could concentrate and not mess anything up. So this is the top and this is the bottom of the ship. And so there were little pieces that went around here. There's the deflector dish and that part there. All these little things went in little separate pieces, and I wanted to make sure that I didn't foul any of that up. So, and I think I talked about fixing the that piece there with a filament strand because I lost it. So anyway, I guess the next bit would be to join these together. So in order to do it the way I like to do it, I'm actually going to use some glue, and then I'm going to put them together and then clamp them with these little clothespin pieces, so make sure things seal really good. So I guess it's time to do that. So I'm just going to use the non-toxic Tester's cement. And since most of the little pieces were on here, on the backs of them I'm going to dab little bits of glue to hold them good in place. Also, when the top portion of the saucer section seals to it, these will work as glue points too. I don't want to put too much glue down because you get a glue mess. And there, and there. Okay, so those are the spots where all little things went down. Now there's stuff that needs to be joined together. So let's see, I need to do there, 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 and there. And that should do that. And I'll close that up. I'm already seeing where I'm going to need to put in some kind of putty or something to fill in some gaps. So I might actually have to put more clamps and things around this than I thought I would. But let's do that. Let's do that. Yeah, some of these are definitely going to need something a little bit there. Do something like that and something like that. Okay, so I'm going to let that dry. Put that more in frame there. I'm going to let it dry for several hours, and then I'll come back to it and work on the step 2 of the refit. Alright, at the stage now where it's time to work on the Nacelles, or the Nacelles. So, let me turn it around this way so that I'm got my mind straight on how they're going on. So, their difference is the refit version has these non-clear parts inserts that go on the outside part. It'll let you put it on the inside, but it's the outside facing part, and only the stuff that's supposed to glow blue is on the inside on the refit, versus the original version where they glue blue on both sides. So that's one of the different pieces that goes with this. And now I'm going to put one of these nacelles together so that you can see how it goes. Had to do a little mental check there. So actually, what I need to do is reverse these two pieces, which is fine, because they're all identical and they work. So yeah, the directions aren't real descriptive, but if you pay real close attention, the part of the nacelles that have the holes instead of the pegs goes on the outside. So you just have to really pay attention to the directions on that. Okay, so take this piece, and because of that, you won't want to put this raised spot with that because it'll just run into it. So you got to go put it. It has to go in the back. There's no other way I could see that it could go. And of course I've run into a small issue. And this happens from time to time. So let me show you what that is. The peg is a little fat to go through the hole. So what you do, this is why you keep drill bits. You can always use a round file too, but just go in here and drill it out a little bit with your fingers. Just okay. And let me do a little bit of something here. So let me try that again. And now that goes in. Get it to go through more, I'm going to take this and push down on it. So there we go. So that piece is in. Okay. And basically what they're doing, or what the idea was with this refit, is it was to be more of a connective tissue to the original Enterprise from the TV series. And so all these new little parts that are on it, on the refit of the NX-01, are to be a little bit more similar to that ship. So I don't know, I think I'm going to need to trim those off, at least this one. That one. This one needs to go. Okay, so what I really want to do when I put this one down is put a couple of dabs, or 3 dabs of glue. Whoa, coming out fast. Because these things will come out. They just set in there. Okay. And I can see something by looking already, but I'm going to want to drill these out to make them fit. Opening up those holes a bit more. And as people like me have said, when you work on a lot of these little kits, some of these kits, they're not everything's a great fit, and you have to do some modification as you're working along. So I'm going to put a small one down in there first. Okay. Then do the large one. Does the large one fit over that? Ooh. Alright. So that is an issue right there. So let me see if I can show this. Hope this will show up on camera. But anyway, there is a peg right here. And where the hole is on this, they don't line up. So I have to do something. I have to take the peg out. And I'm going to have to do a placeholder with, let me take this knife and smooth that out. You know, a lot of times, like, we'll read reviews of some of these models, and someone will be just complaining about, oh my god, I had to do this to it, and blah, blah, blah. I have never had a model that I've never had to do something to it. So I don't know what model kits these people are buying that, yeah, I mean, a modification to it. I don't know what these people are buying and experiencing. I'm thinking that most of these people that are complaining are inexperienced with model kits. So now we're going to put these two together, and I'm just going to dab on the peg, dab on the peg. And I'll be honest with you, I think I want to do super glue on the edge. Oh my god, 2 different glues! Yes, 2 different glues. I'm telling you, you're going to need that because it's not going to line up. And you're going to need to clamp it down to make it work. Yeah, they never 100% line up. Like I said, there are issues galore. So I might... Yeah. So like I said, you gotta glue it, and I'm gonna have to clamp it to get it to stay. I'm gonna put more glue down in there because it's really bad. Like I said, these things, they're always like this. It's a normal thing, especially with these little kits. I almost feel like I'm going to need to really mod each one of these. So that's what I have to do to get this to try to dry without seams, and there's still going to be some seams, and that's going to be something I can't really help. I'm going to have to probably put in some putty or something to line some things up, but I'm going to let that dry, and I'm not even going to work on the other one for a while because I'm going to need these clamps to clamp the other one as well, probably. So anyway, catch you on the next clip.